Hi, my name is Sophie Basson. I am a relationship expert, international speaker, and best-selling author of the book Your Other Half. What I'd like to talk to you about today is feeling not good enough. Now, that can happen to the best of us at times, but for certain people, it's a little bit worse. And there's two different kind of types of feeling not good enough. The first one is one that's normally quite constant, and it's deeply rooted. So it will affect your self-worth, your self-esteem, but quite constantly. And this normally goes back to some form of a trauma, often in the childhood, but it can be at any time in your life. And it does require some very serious inner work, actually, because that's the only way to get to the deep root cause and to solve it. The other type is caused by our environment. And that's especially true nowadays because of social media. So what can you do to make yourself feel better when you are feeling like you're not good enough? Now, as I've just said, I'm mainly talking about the one that is caused by our environment. So first of all is to look at who you're spending time with. Because we are the combination of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. But not just that, are these people actually good for you? Or can they be maybe at times a bit patronising or a little bit putting you down and not as helpful as they'd like to come across? Are they actually looking after themselves more than they're looking out for you? And does that actually feed unconsciously that you're not worth very much at all and that they're much better than you are? So I think the first point is to really look at your close friends and friendships. Are they actually good for you? Or is it a little bit one-sided and you're good for them, basically? The second thing to look at is you've got to stop telling yourself the story. Because by repeating continually that you're not good enough, well, you're going to believe it, aren't you? And the problem is, the more you say it, the more you believe it. So talking about beliefs, I would like to just give you one example, for instance. So if you currently believe that you're not good enough and that actually you're not worth very much either, I'd like you to go back into time a little bit when you were a child and when you believed that Santa Claus, Father Christmas was real. You believed that with all your heart. You just knew that it was real. Until you found out it wasn't. And it's a little bit of a similar story. You know, if you tell yourself something enough times, you'll believe it. And that's how some people sometimes confuse what actually happened with lies or what they decided they wanted to believe. You know, you can convince yourself of certain things. So stop telling yourself that you're not good enough. Catch yourself when you're doing it. And then you need to really look at social media and how you compare yourself to others. Sometimes unconsciously, we all do it. I'm guilty of it too. And you've got to remember that it's a bit of a trap, but also that the people you're comparing yourself with will also compare themselves with others. You know, we always look at it that it's us, but actually other people do it too. I think most people do actually. And I think finally, you have to open up your mind a little bit. Actually, who is looking up to you? And if you really stop and think, you know, what are you doing for others that make you feel good? And actually, where are you good enough? What are you good at? You need to shift the focus from where you're not good at something, because let's be realistic, we're not going to be good at everything, to the focus to where you're good at something and keep on telling yourself that story instead. So I hope that was helpful. If you want to know more, then please get in touch. Thank you.